Are you wanting to get back into dating, but you want to do it the right way so that it makes sense and you enjoy it? Let's talk about the best steps that you can take before you jump back into that dating pool. Now, there's tons of people out there getting ready to jump into the dating pool. Sometimes just after marriage, sometimes you just turned of age and you're looking for dating, sometimes you just got out of a bad breakup. What is it for you? What's leading you back to that? And we're going to have to talk about that because each one of those brings its own little factors that we need to work on to make sure things are great for you so that you don't have an awful dating experience for the first few years back into the dating pool. We're going to get there. I'm going to show you how. I'm Adam Lane Smith, the attachment specialist, obviously. If you've been watching this channel for any length of time now, you know that this is going to bring attachment and relationships to the forefront. And we're going to be working on how to build those relationships for you so that you have the right steps you need. I'm going to make this easy, make it fun. I'm going to give you the great secrets you've been missing for good relationships. So before we jump into that, anything I'm going to mention in here, any resources I'm going to throw it at you, they're available on my website at adamlanesmith.com. You're also going to find all my socials on there, including my TikTok. I'm at Attachment Bro. I have so much information to share over there and on my website. Make sure you catch those. And if you want to email me, I'm support@adamlanesmith.com. I'd be happy to talk to you about that, about any of these things that we're going to be working on here today. So if you've got any questions and you need help, send me an email, connect with me on my website, or jump into my socials and let's talk. So now let's talk about how to get you the best dates you've ever had, and especially get you the last date you're going to need. So to get there, we need to talk about what the purpose of dating is. Why are you dating? Why are you getting back into dating? Why, of all times now in 2023, when the dating pool is crazy, why are you deciding to date? Now, this is not a rhetorical question. What are you hoping to actually get out of dating? Are you looking for commitment? Are you looking for a loving partner? Are you looking for something casual? What is your goal in dating? You need to figure that out. Now, most people will say, well, I'd like a committed relationship with a good partner that I can spend time with. Companionship, maybe a lifelong companion, maybe someone to raise children with, or maybe just someone to enjoy the later years of my life with. You could be widowed. You could be freshly divorced. Like I said, you might be getting out of college and ready to settle down. There's all kinds of reasons. You need to figure out what you're trying to achieve. If you just launch into the dating pool wanting to just feel it out and see where it goes, you are only really going to connect with people who are just there to sort of feel it out and see where it goes. And that's going to sound fun at first, but it's not going to get you what you actually want. If you're just wanting fun right now, be clear. If you're wanting commitment, you need to learn to be clear about that. And if that's scary, being clear about commitment, let's talk about how to fix that. Because here's the truth. Whatever you want, there's someone else out there who matches that want. And whatever you are looking for, there's someone else out there who wants the same thing. Now, you can go into dating just assuming, I'll just date 40 or 50 people and just figure it out. Well, no, maybe you should actually sit down and make sure that the people you're dating are a good match for you, instead of wasting all that time. Who wants to invite heartache into their life? Do you? I doubt it. Instead, define what you want. Now we need to start filtering your dating based on that. And we're going to get to that here in a minute. Once we talk about dating, we'll get there. But let's talk again for a moment. What do you do to prepare for dating? You need to learn about that. You need to think about that, because you might go into this with broken attachment. What if you have picked bad people in the past? And not evil people, but just the wrong partner. People that it was really not a good choice to get connected to them. People maybe who manipulated you, who gaslighted you, who abused you. Maybe they were bad people. What has your dating pattern been? If you're back in the market, your dating pattern probably wasn't great. There's some extreme examples like people who've been widowed, but you probably are not back in the dating market because your patterns have been great. Why? What was it that made you pick the other previous partner? What was it that got you in the place where you are right now, where you're back in the dating pool? We need to figure out that pattern. And I'm going to show you in the second half of this video tons of solutions about what to do to fix these things so you get there. I just want to put these ideas in your head right now, because most people launch into the dating pool completely unprepared. And then they get miserable. They get an STD from someone they don't even like, or they get pregnant with someone they don't like, or they get someone pregnant that they really shouldn't have, and a number of things go wrong. Don't let that be you. Let's talk about those patterns, right? We've talked about attachment before, and if you're new here, if you want a refresher, remember that people out there who are not looking for anything serious and who will actually run away once commitment talk starts, usually avoidant attachment style. These people are just in it for feelings. They're not bad people, again, most of them, but they are in it for feelings. To them, relationships are nothing more than giving each other feelings back and forth until the good feelings run out. It's a recipe for ruining a relationship about 7 to 12 months in, maybe a year or two, maybe if you make it that long, but it's a recipe for having a time limit on your relationship. If you're not looking for that, you need to learn how to filter out avoidant attachment. I've got tons of videos here on this channel that you can watch for red flags in relationships. I also have videos here on this channel for green flags and how to identify secure attachment. Make sure you check those out here on this channel. But also keep track of any anxious attachment style issues in yourself. Are you going into this thinking that you have nothing to offer? Are you going into dating thinking that people will be just giving you charity to date you, pity love for being with you? Do you feel like you're going in at a massive deficit and you have to earn approval from other people? That itself is a recipe for disaster. You are going to be perfectly miserable as you desperately crave approval from other people, because something magically horrible can happen, which is something called love bombing. People with really manipulative avoidant attachment style may come in and saturate you with all kinds of 4 to 6 months of oxytocin stuffing, where you load up on oxytocin, you feel amazing, and it feels incredible, like it's never felt before, right before they pull back. Withdraw, ghost, run away, start bringing up problems, start making problems. Say, I'm not sure I want this anymore. I think I'm falling out of love. I'm just losing interest. Hey, it's not you, it's me. Love bombing feels like a ton of romantic interest and chemistry at the beginning because it has to, because it'll keep you chasing them. It'll keep you chasing those feelings. You need to be aware of all of this before you jump back into the dating pool. And I'm going to show you, like I said, second half of this video, I'm going to show you what you need to do to stay safe from this and build good relationships to push through so that you have a great dating life. For now, how are you feeling? Scared to death? Well, that's okay. That's most people entering the dating pool. If you are feeling scared to death right now, it's just because you don't know what to do about it. I have people come into my coaching practice all the time. Adam, I do not know how to date confidently. I do not know how to get people to love me. I don't know how to filter out crazy people, unstable people, hurtful people. Please teach me. And I do. I teach them. In the second half of this video, I'm going to give you a condensed version of some of those teachings I give so that you will know exactly how to start building confidence in yourself and in your dating practice. And if you need extended help after this video, book a session with me. We can work on that. But for now, let's talk about what you need to do to start building good relationships once you're actually in the dating pool. So once you're heading into the dating pool, keep track of your own attachment. Remember we talked about anxious attachment style? If you feel you're at a deficit, make sure you fix that attachment before you get back into the pool. Don't go in, don't go swimming with 2 leg cramps. You're gonna drown. Don't go swimming in shark-infested waters covered in barbecue sauce. Make sure that you are going in with confidence, good boundaries, and security. Secure attachment on your end is going to push out bad actors and people who aren't interested in what you're interested in. We'll talk about that. But bad actors will push out the predatory people, and it will attract the healthy, stable, loving people that are going to build a long-term, lifelong bond with you, if that's what you're looking for. At the very least, it'll filter out the dishonest people and filter in the honest ones. And that's really what you need, no matter what you're aiming for. You also need, like I said, to be able to identify avoidant attachment style. Fix your anxious attachment style. I've got a number of resources to help you do this. Don't worry about that. My book, Slaying Your Fear, obviously linked on my website, adamlanesmith.com. My attachment bootcamp course for a deeper dive that gives you the steps to fixing it. If you want direct coaching, I've got that. I've got a private community where people are fixing themselves before jumping into the dating pool. So if you want to do that as a team, not alone, come into my private community, the Attachment Circle. All of these are linked on my website, adamlanesmith.com. So don't let the idea of fixing your anxious attachment scare you or intimidate you. It is doable. It is my job to teach you how to do it. I will stand with you as you go. The basic principles, though, are this. Open up to the people around you, your loved ones. You can't go grocery shopping starving, and you can't go dating while you're starving for oxytocin. You need to fix your anxious attachment style so that you can open up to the people around you, your family and friends, and receive oxytocin from loved ones so that you are not starving for that chemical in your life. Remember I talked a little bit earlier about love bombing and saturation with oxytocin from people who are not having your best interests at heart? This is how you really protect yourself in a big way against that, is to make sure you're getting adequate oxytocin supply with friends and family and building that connection and that intimacy and that bonding. This is what you need to be doing. By having the I'm an anxious person speech with 2 to 3 people in your life, if you're anxious attachment or even avoidant attachment, and building those deeper connections so you feel loved, accepted, and cared for by family, if possible, and friends at the very least. Get that, 2 to 3 healthy people, do not go starving into this dating pool, and do not go in with broken, anxious attachment. Now, what about spotting red flags and avoidant attachment? Learn about that. What is avoidant attachment? Well, it is the belief that no one else on earth is ever going to act in good faith with them. So everybody else needs to be managed. They earn approval, but not because they feel worthless. They earn approval to keep themselves safe, to bank good feelings down the line so they can convince you to do what they think you need to do. They will not share deeper intimacy about their long goals, about their values, their principles. They will play everything tight to the vest. So they will only answer questions as much as they have to, and they'll try to flip everything back around to you. Everything will come back around to feelings. Feeling good, complimenting you, over complimenting you. I've never felt this way. Let me pick up the check every single time. It's not that these are bad things when taken by themselves, but you are looking for a constellation of issues and things that they are doing that is managing you. If you're feeling managed more than bonding, if you're feeling like they're coming on too strong, and if you feel like they're trying to move too fast, if they're trying to initiate physical contact with you way too fast, trying to initiate bedroom with you way too fast, trying to get you to stop focusing on them and focus on you and then how you feel. If the relationship is feelings, and they start pushing those buttons really early, beware. These are big red flags for people who are moving too fast. And even if they're not maliciously trying to manipulate you, they're at the very least moving very fast and building a relationship purely on feelings. And that's not something you want. Instead, you need to be thinking about your long-term goals, your personal values, and how you can share those things in the first couple of dates. And I've got previous videos of how to have a great first date. Check that out here on this channel. I've got how to have the first 3 dates and how to build that good process. I've got all kinds of things here on this channel for proper dating. If you want that, I've got it. Just keep in mind, you need to be aware of those red flag behaviors and people who are moving too fast. If it seems too good to be true, or if it's big and flashy, it has to be, because what's going to come next is not going to be pleasant. You need to be properly addicted and hooked in so that they can keep you when the unpleasant parts start. Keep that in mind. And when it comes down to making sure that you have your long-term goals and that compatibility, make sure that you're talking about them on those dates. Make sure that you go into them ready to discuss what your long-term goals are and how that fits together with another person. If it's your long-term goal alone and no one else is going to be there, share a bit of information about where you see your partner being in that long-term goal. See if they're compatible. Have those talks, but build that in yourself now. Maybe you need to write down what your long-term goals are. Maybe you need to figure it out. Maybe you need a session with me to figure that out. Let's talk about your long-term goals, your legacy, and what you really want in a relationship. Be ready to answer those questions and be ready to ask those questions as well. If you volunteer the information, ask the question. Be sorting for compatibility, and be aware that sorting for compatibility is what's going to get you what you actually want. So if you are afraid to go in and ask those deeper questions, do the work you need to in advance. It's almost like a job interview. Prep for it, get ready for it, and you can come out the other side getting what you want instead of getting what you get. Finally, make sure you're filtering in the right areas. So many people go out there and randomly pick a stranger off a dating website and hope it works out. And this is one of the worst methods you can use to date somebody. Be building toward better social networks in your local area. Friends, family, religious communities, your local volunteering organization that you work with, people that know you and people that know people who can recommend someone good to you. This is where the best dates are going to be found. So one of the best ways to enter the dating pool is not to enter the dating pool much at all. It is to have other spies go out for you who love you and care for you and know people, so they can vet those people with 10 years of data about who they are, how they really act, and then they come into the relationship ready to be respectful, because they have to be, because they know the person who recommended you to them. And if they act badly, it's not going to go well. These relationships are some of the strongest, and it's one of the best ways to find a good partner. So the best way you can prepare out of all of these things to build a healthy, loving relationship and have a great dating experience is to not focus on dating at all. It's to focus on your friendships and your organizations and your connections and your community. Please spend 6 months deepening your community. Spend 3 months deepening your community. Bond with your community and let people know there, hey, by the way, I am looking for someone long-term. Just keep an eye out for me if you know of anybody. And then continue to build that community bonding. This is going to serve you long-term. Again, don't go starving. Don't go grocery shopping starving. Get the oxytocin you need. Have the anxious attachment pieces with these people. Fix them. But bond with them and build those relationships. Your community, at the end of the day, is going to serve you much better than anything else in the dating pool. Your community is where it's really going to be at. So make sure you're building that. Don't neglect it like so many people do. So remember, fix your anxious attachment if you've got it. Boost your attachment. If you have good attachment, make it even better. Identify red flags with avoidant people. Make sure you're dating for the right purposes and being able to state what your long-term goals are. And make sure you're building that community. That is incredibly important. As you bond to that community and fulfill your needs, you won't go starving into the dating pool. This is crucial for you to have a great experience instead of just settling for whatever's on the shelf or being left on the shelf yourself. So up next, make sure you're watching the other dating videos here on this channel. Adam Lane Smith, how to have a great first date. Adam Lane Smith, dating ideas. That's for actually everybody, not just for brand new people to the pool. Couples and stuff can have great dates too. Check out those other dating videos here on this channel. I've got a ton of resources. And if fixing your attachment or if learning to date better is something you need to work on, jump on adamlanesmith.com or click down into the description below and grab some of those links. Schedule a session with me. Let's a couple of sessions. We could blow out every piece of dating for you, lay it all out on the table, and make you a great potential partner and a great catch for the people that you find out there in the wild. You want some help? I'm ready to help in any way that you need it. So drop me a line on my website. support@adamlanesmith.com is my email, or sign up for a session with me. I'd love to work with you on fixing this. Thank you. And while you're here, make sure you follow, like, comment, subscribe. Please do leave me a comment below. I would really love to hear why you're getting back into the dating pool. What is it that has brought you back? Are you fresh to it, divorced, widowed, broken up, or just have been off the market for a while as you're healing? What is it that's got you coming back?